And we do have Garry Kasparov on the line with us. Welcome to the show, Garry.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what you think of the Sinquefield Cup so far.
I think it's a very exciting event, and I'm appalled to hear comments that the event is another symbol of the end of classical chess. Look, with all the now just the internet blitz moving to 1-0 or 30 seconds games, I think it's so important for us to keep, the high standards. And while there are many draws, but look, in soccer you also have games ending either 0-0 or 1-0. Just these could be scoreless draws, but it's high quality and a lot of excitement, because you can hardly blame any opponent for the lack of fighting spirit. I'm truly impressed. I think it's a great tournament.
What have your most memorable moments from the tournament been so far? What do you think some of the highlights have been?
Look, there are many games. What makes me feel a bit sick is that it's vicious performance. It's I say he's playing Robin Hood. He gives up every day, and it's almost painful to watch him. Building the strong position. Winning some games by force, and then the age tells. So then it's with Vesely, he had to actually look for not a force line that's not easy to find. But with Garry, it's why to go for this pawn d5, go for g7. That's for God's sake. And of course with Ding, I could even feel that Vichy, he saw the mating tag, said, okay, maybe I should take an exchange, maybe I'll win, and I could sense hesitations. And every game he's better. Today he might be struggling, but it's just every game before he was between winning or better. So if you look by the number of missed opportunities, he could be the winner of the tournament. But otherwise, it seems that Ding will do well, and he was lucky with Vichy, as I said. And I think Ding played by far the best game in the tournament against Garry. I think it was a positional masterpiece. It's really great.
Yeah, I agree. That was a fantastic victory. And how would you account for, Garry? First of all, hi. How would you account for Magnus? Magnus is trying, and he's getting frustrated as well.
Yeah, but that's okay. You made a point. He's getting frustrated, and when you're getting frustrated, it doesn't help.
No.
Yeah, with Magnus, we know he needs one win, and then he's unstoppable. Something just didn't work out here, and I was really, surprised. I was shocked that I think yesterday against Levon, he didn't even consider the idea of of knight c5, bishop a6, exchanging queens, and he, after long thought, he made a very odd move, knight c5, giving up e5 pawn. I don't know. That tells you that something something is just preoccupying his mind. He's still the best player. There's no doubt about it. But it's not enough to be the best player. You have to win every game. And it seems that he's struggling. And on one hand, it's a pity that he doesn't show his true strengths. On the other hand, it makes the event more interesting.
Good point.
So that's what we need.
Yeah.
He won everything until coming to St. Louis.
Maurice, when he talked about that line that you mentioned with bishop a6 and knight d3, he said that it was the spirit of Benko in the tournament. Of course, unfortunately, a sad day for chess yesterday as Pal did pass. And did you have any great memories of him, Garry?
I met him occasionally, but I think that's one of the most creative minds, because it shows, not from Benko Gambit, the whole idea that survived generations and generations and still is very much playable, but also the way he composed this phenomenal studies. It just shows that even at this age, he hasn't lost this spirit of creativity. It's again chess has a big loss.
Yeah, indeed. He was composing into his 90s as he did pass at the age of 91. What do you think about the games today, Garry? Is there anything that, I know it's very early in the round, but do you have any bold predictions?
Look, it's early in the round, but when I switched on, so I think you guys discussed MVL game and Nepo MVL, and It's a memory of so my early days, because I analyzed this line extensively. First was white. You remember Yasser beat Korchnoi in the first round in Skellefteå in less than 25 moves. So it's a very dangerous line, very dangerous line. I think it's the first was tried in the mid-80s. Yeah, Timon Tal, yes, this is just I remember, just sometimes betrays me, but I think it was actually Tal Timon probably, yes. Mm-hmm. So what I remember, that's in this position. So you should either play after bishop e6 or bishop d7. f6 I remember was not a good move after e5. That's what I remember. Again, I never checked with the computer. No, bishop e6, bishop d7 or e6. Bishop d7 or pawn e6. That's what I briefly remember. I remember that after e6 castle bishop d7 black holds. And after bishop castle, bishop d7, black holds, narrowly but holds. So that's my analysis. Because since I shifted to Grunfeld in late 90s, so I analyzed it was black as well. So and I remember that after bishop d7, one of the key lines was bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, knight e5, king e8, and now knight c6, bc6. Again, if memory serves me well, black holds narrowly. I think after king e2, it's probably h5, and then you basically sacrifice pawn on a7 and bring rook on e6, and again, it's black holds narrowly. But it's very. I'm sure the machine could probably tell us otherwise, but that's what I can share with you. But f6, e5 is very dangerous. Yes, we can check with. Was it f6 that Timon played? Yes, Tal.
Sorry, Gary, your memory is better than mine, and the whole line with f6 really makes a very strange impression to me. And we're absolutely convinced that the move e6 and what MVL has done is dead wrong.
Okay, yes, he has to give up an exchange now, but it's
absolutely.
But I don't know. It
did not happen. However, he did not accept the exchange. He just played castles.
What has happened?
He just castled
after f6, bishop c4, e6.
Castles, yes.
He didn't
castle.
Castle's long or short?
Short.
Castle short.
What?
Very quickly.
Confusion reigns.
It's still probably very strong, prayer. Also MVL is a short tactical player, and it was a very good choice. This line is almost forgotten, and it puts back, some for the time, it's blacks on the ropes, and I think MVL is in terrible shape now. So, and I think Nepo made a very good choice. So also he has constant wind in his sails these days.
So Gary, you're coming into town to play 960. Let us know how you feel about that. You're playing against Fabiano Caruana.
Look, I'm very excited. So I say always, very excited to come and play chess, and with 960 again, I don't have to torture my memory, about games played in 8. So it starts from the beginning.
Gary, if you're retiring and you're coming back to enjoy the play, you took on maybe the biggest challenge you could, with the exception of Magnus Carlsen. You pick on number 2 in the world.
But it's not classical chess. It's not real chess. It's 960, and
right.
At the end of the day, it's fun. So you want to
have some fun.
Yeah, there'll be definitely a lot of fun. So, again, I have to say that Fabi, he definitely, he doesn't play his best tournament. So yesterday he suffered a very painful defeat, but again, he did it well. So Fabi made one slip, and so no way back.
How do you prepare for a 960 tournament?
I play. I play a lot of games on the internet. So sometimes it's very frustrating, because it's very difficult to actually verify that you play a real opponent. Actually, I have to say that I watched. Did you watch a qualifier for FIDE World Championship?
Exactly, on the Chess.com network. Yeah,
Chess.com a couple of days ago.
Right, Sergei Karyakin. Vidit and Sergey were playing the finals.
And then there was one that Fiddler won as well.
I'm talking about one that when Grishuk played Swidler.
Yeah, Grishuk was. Okay. Yeah, that was on Sunday.
Yeah, Swidler. But I think it was scandalous because you saw what happened. With this unknown player from nowhere, who just made to the semifinals, and the way he trashed Drave and then Vallejo and then played on par with Grishuk. I mean, play was 2,400. I think it's just, the guys from chess.com, you have to do a better job. I mean, I don't even have to look at the game. By the way, I did, just to tell you that the game was not kosher.
Ooh, we'll have to double check on that, Gary. That's coming as a surprise to us.
No, it's not a surprise. Look, we know it happens on the internet, but it's a so-called qualifier. Right. It's a world championship match. And I feel sorry for Sasha Grishuk. I mean, Sasha always said it, just bluntly in his post-mortem press conference that Swidler played well in the final, but Sasha, after playing, 7 games against this no entity from Ulan-Ude, I mean, he felt exhausted and also frustrated. I can imagine, I think he was holding his tongue not to curse on camera because all of a sudden, you have a player, who just, and the quality of the play varies from 22 to 2,900. It doesn't happen, Yasso. I can tell you.
Well, fortunately, we did not follow that story, Gary, but we would like to give a big shout out to Peter Fiddler,
who did qualify.
As Sasha Grishuk and Peter Fiddler are great friends.
Really good to get friends. I even understand that even Peter was upset, because it's just, to see a player like Grishuk, suffering, and just recognizing that you're just all of a sudden, have an unstoppable force against you, and it's bad news.
Gary, I just want to point out, just before we let you go, your memory was correct. F6 was played in Tal versus Timmins. So,
yeah. Okay, good. It was in 1985. They played this extra qualifier just to play in the candidates. Am I correct?
In Montpellier.
I think they tied in the interzonal, and then they played the extra match. And I think it ended up 3-3, yes? And Timon qualified because I think Timon had the draws.
Gary, your memory's so good. You got the year right. You got everything. Do you remember the day it happened? Or the month? What about the month?
Look, I remember the match because probably one of the reasons I remember the match because it was introduction of this line. I think that now just I'm almost confident. Tal introduced this line, and Jan couldn't find a normal defense, and Tal crushed him very nicely.
But by the way, it was played on November 6th. Just
to tease you. But Gary, both Jan Timman and Michael Tal qualified for Montpellier. How do I know that? Because I played in Montpellier.
You played, but they tied, and there was only one spot. And I think Timon eventually they had to play for one spot for the candidates.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, okay. And then I don't know what are the rules, but somehow they had to play this qualifier.
I remember because you were playing a World Championship match with Anatoly Karpov that never stopped.
Yes.
Yeah. Gary, thank you for joining us. We're going to see you at Ultimate Moves.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, so I'll be on Thursday.
All right.
So tomorrow I fly back to New York, and on first flight Thursday morning from New York to St. Louis.
Wonderful.
Looking forward to your arrival.
Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Garry Kasparov, you heard it here first. Not only is he going to be playing in the 960, but he'll also be here a couple days early to play in Ultimate Moves, which is going to take place on Thursday, August 29th.
That's always the fun exhibition match as Rex takes on his son Randy with a team of all-stars backing him up.
Oh, yeah, that's always a lot of fun. So, especially with Gary. Yeah. Gary really makes that event.
Well, he puts everybody on their on their toes.
Because nobody's taking it. Well, it's not that they're not taking it seriously. They want to win, but Gary
makes them take it seriously.
Adds another level of gravity.
Oh, when Gary sits down, everybody's trash talking.
Right.
And when Gary sits, everybody goes quiet. Nobody wants to say anything to upset the king.
Oh, he's still here.
He's still here.
Gary's competitive, boy. Gary's like, let's get it done, boys. We don't want to lose this game.
I got to tell you a very quick.
Wait, let him reply.
Oh, sorry, Garry, please.
No, fine. So just looking forward. So now I have to do the Russian commentaries.
Okay. Yeah, say hello to Amira. I remember I lost a wonderful bet to Garry. We were in Prague. We all went out to dinner together. And somehow he got on the subject of interzonal I had played in, and he said blah, blah, blah. And you played Yusupov and Polikaevsky and Spassky in your interzonal. And I go, no. I did. Yusupov wasn't in my interzonal. And he goes, yes, he was. And you played this line, and he played that line, and you played this, and he played that. I go, no, that wasn't the interzonal. That was this other tournament I played with Yusupov. He said, no. And, of course, we made a bet. And, of course, somebody had their computer. And, of course, Garry was right. And it was like...
So don't bet.
Dude knew my games better than I did.
Don't bet on memory against Garry unless you're Magnus.
Exactly. And Garry said to me, there's only one guy he ever lost to.
In memory?
Yeah.
Well, who was that?
And that was Yuri Balashov.
Correct.
Correct. There is. And he said that he was in a Spartakiad and on a bus, and they were all talking about this variation. And everybody was shouting, and Garry said, and this happened, and this happened. It was between these two players. And Yuri Balashov says, Garry is correct, and it was round 9. Everybody went quiet. It's like, hey, you get the variation, the players, the year right. But the round, who is this Yuri Balashov?
He had an outstanding memory, absolutely. Yes. He
Unbelievable,
remembered everything.
Right,
every game of chess he ever saw, yeah.
It was crazy.
How about Magnus? Yeah. Magnus is supposed to have a legendary memory as well, right?
No, I don't. That's very good memory, but if I remember Balashov correctly, nobody came on close.
It was scary. This was the only guy that Garry didn't bet against, but everybody else, people like me, they were easy for. Garry said, no. Give me your money.
Okay, guys.
All right, Garry.
Okay, he's really on now. So
He's
now
really
you
gone.
can say what you really think, Gab.
Yeah, I didn't know he was bird watching.